A private letter from Princess Diana to Prince William has allegedly resurfaced, revealing emotional words she never intended the world to see. Filled with love, warnings, and heartfelt wishes, the letter offers a glimpse into Diana's hopes for the future king. The letter quietly appeared in a London auction catalog back in July 2004. It didn't cause a media storm at first, but once discovered, it struck a powerful chord. Handwritten, unmistakably in Diana's elegant style, it wasn't a formal message or public statement. It was personal, written from a mother's heart to her son. The letter came from Violet Collison, a trusted Spencer family housekeeper. And it isn't just emotional. It reveals Diana's unique way of raising her boys. Unlike the royal norm, Diana refused to be a distant figure. She took William and Harry to fast food spots, theme parks, and even on the London Underground, sometimes in disguise, so they could experience a normal life. To her, royal titles didn't define character. Real life and compassion did. Among the auctioned items was a thank you letter from Diana to Sergeant George Plum in 1989 after William's 7th birthday. She had arranged a motorbike display for the children. Her joy shone through in the words, and the scribbles from young William and Harry made it even more special. These weren't grand gestures. They were moments of love and presence. Behind her public image, Diana struggled emotionally. She often felt isolated and feared for her safety. Her primary concern was always William and Harry. She coordinated photo ops like school drop-offs while fiercely guarding their everyday privacy. Her efforts weren't for image, but for their well-being. She broke royal traditions to be a hands-on mother, breastfeeding William, picking his name, and sending him to nursery school outside the palace. She showed up at events, wrote personal notes to staff, and tried to give her sons a grounded childhood. As her marriage to Charles crumbled, her focus on the boys only intensified. One touching moment came after Diana lost her royal styling post-divorce. She feared one day she'd have to curtsy to William. But 14-year-old William comforted her, saying, "Don't worry, Mommy. I'll give it back to you one day." It was a beautiful reflection of their bond. Diana didn't just tell her sons to be kind. She lived it. She made charity visits, cared deeply for others, and once took William to Centerpoint, a shelter for homeless youth. It wasn't for cameras. She wanted him to understand the world beyond palace walls. Through her letters, her actions, and her quiet strength, Diana's legacy continues to shape the royal family, especially the man who will one day be king. Princess Diana once took young William to meet people facing hardship, not for show, but to help him see their humanity and understand that leadership means serving others. Years later, William would call that visit a pivotal moment in his life. It wasn't a one-time gesture. It was part of Diana's quiet plan to raise her sons with empathy beyond palace walls. As William grew older, her influence became more visible. He didn't rush into royal duties, but chose causes that reflected compassion over tradition. Whether supporting mental health or tackling homelessness, the pattern was clear. He was following his mother's example. Though William rarely speaks about Diana in detail, his actions speak volumes. In 2016, he joined Catherine and Harry to launch Heads Together, a mental health campaign that encouraged people to talk openly about their emotions. It echoed Diana's belief in emotional strength and openness. Later, William launched Homewards, a 5-year initiative to combat homelessness in the UK. It was more than a royal duty. It was deeply personal, tracing back to Diana's days, visiting shelters, and connecting with those often ignored. These weren't calendar obligations. They were values Diana passed on. She had once said she didn't want her sons to grow up in a bubble. She wanted them to feel, care, and act. Today, through William's thoughtful leadership, her vision lives on, not through noise, but purpose. Diana never got to see William become a father or witness the man he'd become. But through this letter and the stories that surround it, her presence still lingers. Every cause William champions, every quiet moment he shares with the public, feels like a reflection of her. Reading Diana's words isn't just about remembering the past. It's about seeing how her spirit shaped the present. That letter didn't just reveal her voice, it revealed the roots of William's character. And that legacy is something no title or crown could ever replace. If this story moved you, don't miss our next video on how Prince Harry honors his mother's legacy in his own way. Click here to keep watching.